Don't you hate being lied to? I know I do. But in the world today, it's hard to navigate between truth and fiction. Oftentimes, we look towards our nation's leaders to tell us the truth about the big picture and to lead us in the right direction. But what if they aren't telling us the truth? What if they're telling us a lie? I was a sixth grader in 2016, and I remember all the buzz surrounding the upcoming 2016 election. Everyone was talking about it. Parents, teachers, even my classmates. Over and over, I heard things like, Trump is racist and hates Mexicans, or Bernie Sanders is a communist. Although none of my 12-year-old classmates had any evidence to back them up, I completely believed them. And now, when others started talking about politics, I had something to add to the conversation. I like Trump. He's great. Didn't you know? Trump's a racist. Bernie Sanders is going to provide universal health care. Duh, he's a communist. That's what they do. Sure, this happened when I was young and gullible, but you don't have to be in sixth grade to believe what your friends tell you. What I described happened on the playground, but sadly, it also happens in newsrooms, in forums, on Facebook, across aisles, and at the dining room table. But the biggest place is on social media. Politicians use social media websites, such as Twitter and Facebook, to spread illegitimate and nasty rumors about other politicians. Because of the oversaturation of rumors, lies, and accusations being tossed around, there's little to no accountability. According to Pew Research Center, 62% of the adults in the United States get their news from social media. So I decided to seek out exactly what was happening and try to find out where the faults were occurring. I monitored the accounts of 8 politicians, 2 Republicans, 2 Libertarians, and 4 Democrats. This balance was chosen purely based on the frontrunners of the election at the time. Every day, I came home and checked my Twitter feed, searching for discrepancies among what they promoted or discussed as news. I then proceeded to consult reputable fact-checking websites, such as AP Fact Check or PolitiFact. And then I recorded the results. And this is what I found. Today, I opened a major Apple manufacturing plant in Texas that will bring high-paying jobs back to America. PBS Fact Check revealed that there is only one Apple manufacturing plant in Austin, and it's been running since 2013. Next, Bernie Sanders said this in a CBS interview. The US spends almost twice as much per capita on healthcare as any other major country in the world, amounting to 18% of our GDP. In 2017, the US spent $10,586 per capita on healthcare. However, Switzerland spent $7,317, according to the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development. 10,000 is not double 7,000. Next, we have Mike Pence, while defending the president, assisted in the clandestine travel to Afghanistan of 10 of the 12 terrorists who carried out the September 11 terrorist attacks in the United States. Here, Mike Pence is referring to Qasem Soleimani, commander of the Quds Force until his death in 2020 by US drone strike. Mike Pence claimed that Soleimani helped 83% of the terrorists who carried out 9/11. However, his press secretary could not provide the evidence needed to back up his claim. And secondly, the 9/11 Comprehensive Commission report doesn't mention Soleimani a single time. Next, Mike Bloomberg. As part of our Beyond Coal campaign, we've closed more than half of the coal plants in the country, even with President Trump working against us. Mike Bloomberg's biggest voting point was on reducing coal power plants. He claims that his campaign has single-handedly reduced half of the coal plants in the country. In actuality, market forces are what's shutting them down. The US coal production peaked in 2008 and has been declining ever since. The decreasing price of natural gas and oil due to technology has been the force that's shutting them down, not Bloomberg. And yet, this claim at the hands of a former presidential candidate, it had the potential to change votes. But isn't that the whole point? These politicians want your vote so badly, they'll say anything to get it. And they have a direct pipeline by which to spew their lies: social media. The information they provide appears credible, not only because it's written in a professional way, but because of who's making the claim: our nation's leaders. So when fiction is being sold by fact, by those in whom we place our trust, we don't know what to believe. When you see a post by a United States presidential candidate, you should be able to believe it. You should be able to find clarity and stability in the words of our nation's leaders. I know that when I'm confused on issues and stances, which is bound to happen considering our current fiasco, I look it up. I look for the most credible sources, primary sources, like the ones my teachers taught me to look for. Logic tells me that the best place to look is out of the mouths of the sender. But the sad truth is, I can't rely on them anymore. I had to put fact check in the search bar just to get back anything true. Trump used his manufacturing tweet to show how he's bolstering the economy. He's setting himself up to use this as a turning point in any debate. Bloomberg could have used his coal plant fact to set himself up for a global warming card. And Bernie Sanders could have used his double the cost fact to exacerbate the mistakes that the United States has made and have a bigger voice in the election. Mistakes like these three, they're not made on accident. They aren't simple misreads. They're done on purpose to sway the voter. And when social media is being used to campaign and convince others, it's powerful enough to corrupt the entire nation. So, what do we do about this? I have a few possible solutions. First, Twitter and Facebook could monitor the biggest politicians. And if a post is found to be unfactual after, say, a day, that post will be taken down and a time penalty will be put upon that politician. So they couldn't post for 24 hours or something along those lines. This would not only take down the false post, but would discourage them from doing it again because of the time penalty. Or, if a post is found to be false, the politician will release another one, either correcting themselves or apologizing. And to those of you who say, "What about my free speech?" I thought the exact same thing. But when I looked into it, it's perfectly legal. Social media is a business, and as a business, it has the right to control its site. I know that these ideas are probably not going to work. I know that there are better ideas out there. That's why I'm asking you to help me. We need to fix this, and we need to address it now. I envision a world where people can watch the news and they can receive the proper information without the fear of deceit. They can have scholarly conversations and actually know what they're talking about. I envision a world where the politicians don't use manipulation and deceit to inspire change. We all have a social duty to be part of society. But as it stands right now, it's hard to participate without sounding ignorant. So, I put the matter to you to help me take action. We deserve to be told the truth. So let's go figure out how to get it. Thank you.